dispel the darkness of Kali Yuga after Krishna has left. Along with Krishna, Dharma and Jnana also left. Srimad Bhagavatam is that sun which can give us the hope to swim across this material ocean. And it is the essence of all Vedic literatures. And it's the nectar which can cure us of our material disease. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirannasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. We're still studying the teachings of Kapila Dev to Devahuti, and we stopped here where the Lord stopped. The Lord stopped speaking and suggested they resume in the morning. Taking leave from his mother, he returned to the grove on the bank of Bindu Sarovar. Let's pause here. It seems to be important to note here that there is a big difference between Parikshit and Shukadeva Goswami. They sat there 7 days, 7 nights straight. Parikshit didn't want to drink anything, eat anything, relax, nothing. He wasn't chit-chatting, trying to analyze and processing his emotions or learnings. But here we see a group of women completely approaching the studying of philosophy in a feminine way. We see that Devahuti and the girls take a break, they laugh, they relax, they chill, they bring food. Here we see the next paragraph we see here. Later that evening, as Devahuti enjoyed a cup of hot milk with her friends, and she asked them what they had made of the afternoon's conversation. So we see a huge difference in the way that women process philosophical understanding. Women live the philosophical understanding. It's a very different ballgame. For men, it's like, okay, wear your kaupin or don't wear it. Just take your gamcha or don't take it. Go to the forest, stay there, survive, right? Survive, give up everything, focus your mind, focus your body, get engaged in studying the philosophy, and live in the forest. For a woman, the things are much more, you can say complicated, you can say sophisticated. We don't we don't hear of women wandering off to the forest and achieving self-realization. We hear, Dhruva Maharaj to Parikshit Maharaj to all the other sons of Shabadev, or we see many great devotees wandering off into the forest and achieving self-realization. And here we are having this amazing example. We hear often, right? Devahuti is the ideal woman. And many of the qualities emphasized are internal. The internal qualities are more important for a woman, such as satisfaction of the mind, control of the speech, being kind, keeping your consciousness pure, being respectful towards the husband, but at the same time providing the intimacy in a balanced way. All these things we learn from Devahuti. And here we are learning how they were taking breaks and the kind of breaks that is needed for a woman's body. As I am saying this, I'm actually feeling uncomfortable to accept this point, even personally in my own life, because we are surrounded by male energy. We are surrounded by generator energy, what I call it as in my professional life. Generator energy are those people who work hard, physical hard work all day. And it's a different type of human population which produces production-based success and achievement. But if we speak of Srimad Bhagavatam, if we speak of Bhagavad Gita, things are much more subtle. It's not about production on an external level of quantitative service, how many things you have done, etc. It's more about absorption. It's more about digestion of what we studied and what we learned. And we see there's a group of ladies talking and discussing and unpacking what they have heard and learned. It's not even about age, Kapila is much younger than these ladies, right? And Devahuti. And I find this to be very humbling. Since we are live, I'm not going to get into my challenges in doing it, but I can admit that I definitely have challenges to live my life in a more feminine way. There's always that kind of pressure to get things done, and the absorption and the assimilation that needs to happen for us on an emotional level. We do not live in a society that facilitates that. And therefore, we need a little extra effort, extra care to be able to enjoy this process of Krishna consciousness in a deep way. Any points, any comments, anything you want to share, please welcome.
Hare Krishna. I was just thinking, it is very interesting like how beautifully you're bringing up this point of male energy and then female energy, and how man, when he takes, like how Sukadeva Goswami was like so absorbed, he was not even eating and drinking, and obviously she's like, enjoying with her friends. And I had also heard that how women, they like to actually huddle together with each other, and then, very much, it's all about conversation with the other, ladies. That's how they process it. But men, they can, it's the opposite. It's had one of the brahmacharis. I was like, oh, really? Because sometimes, it's not like I've been so much into like conversations with other, girls like that. But then the way she's doing it, I think it's very natural.
Yes.
I'm thinking my own self, like why I don't have that kind of tendency. Perhaps that feminine kind of that tendency is not there. But then coming in your Sangha, right, I realized, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Because the way we are seeing as women is so different. And yes, the way we can empathize, the way we can process, it's very different. And when I see others giving the opinions, right, and then seeing from their feminine vision, I realize, yes, this is the way it is, and it has to be. So I'm so grateful to you for this, Sandra, and also bringing out this point, which we kind of like, we ignore when we are listening to a class. At least I had this impression that women and men, they're all accepting this whole thing the way the way it's like a uniform platform. Everybody goes to the full bhakti process till the end, till they reach Rema similar, but it's not. It's very different. It's very unique. Of course, the stages are same, but then the way Krishna is going to interact, the way we process is going to be different. Like depending on our faith, Krishna gives revelation. Guru Maharaj told, and we were just discussing. So I was just thinking, according to our faith, the revelation, the way we are processing, is also dependent on our faith. And then the way Krishna is going to reveal to us all the information that he wants to will also be unique. Right? Thank you very much for this point.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And like-minded Sangha, can't emphasize it enough. I mean, it's not that Devahuti and the ladies, it's about, oh, somebody else in the palace, they are going. No, it's about they are all interested to sit down and listen to Kapila, right? They are all interested in the philosophy. So like us, right? We are all coming together because we are all interested in the same thing. We are interested in Krishna connection. We are interested in Srimad Bhagavatam. We are interested in growing ourselves spiritually, emotionally. We want to become better individuals. We want to be the best version of ourselves. So that's our common goal. So that's what makes us spiritual family. We can't do that with any women. We can't just go out with other women who may have other priorities, right? Here we have priority of self-realization and Krishna connection. So we come together to develop that. And it's so true. And something else I remembered about, even educationally, girls, they need other girls to grow up. That's how they actually learn. And education for women is very much to do with others. That's how they learn best. But for the brahmacharis, the younger boys, actually alone is where they thrive more, they learn more, like that. So no wonder, it's supposed to be like that. And social life for women is much more important than for boys, girls. I mean, girls are, social life is how they actually learn how to have conversation, how to convince people, how to keep people pleased, and how to serve people according to their needs. They need to be taught all those things when they're young, because that's the most important thing for a woman, right? Keeping the family together, sometimes keeping the nation together. Nowadays, we're not even talking anymore about women who stay at home. We're talking about women who even run the country, but still the way they learn is through being with others, being with the other group of people, etc. Actually, it has come, this realization has come to me after great denial. And because our culture and within our movement is still yet to be developed. We're still a young movement, so we still have a lot of sannyasis, brahmacharis bringing their realization to the Vyasasan and sharing about their lives. And it is may not be relevant to everybody, some of the weight of living and lifestyle, etc. I have one of my senior Matajis in our Russian group. She's amazing, actually. She's from Ukraine. And she often says she's super Radharani devotee, and we do some service together for Srimati Radharani. And she cooks for Radharani also. She cooks for Radha Madhava in the kitchen. And she has this perfect, amazing absorption as a woman. She's very caring. She takes care of other women and girls. She doesn't have children of her own, but she's a senior devotee. And she always consoles, saying, like, now I'm thinking of reading Devahuti, and I'm just thinking, like, that's her mood also. Like enjoy Krishna consciousness, do your service, absorb. When Krishna sends you somebody, you help them. She's not like ambitious. Like usually ambition is very much a masculine thing. And feminine thing is more about finding satisfaction, finding connection, finding depth, finding absorption. And I'm seeing that we need more and more Vaishnavis who can spread that peace and harmony, which is necessary for us to create families and communities, and who knows, whatever level of leadership Krishna empowers each Vaishnavi to be in. But we spread that, culture of love, culture of kindness, acceptance. And there's so much, let's say, beauty in that kind of leadership, the feminine leadership. In fact, we call our Sangha Radha Shakti Sangha. Radha Shakti is the name of the group that with the Russians we call it, but English also, when we did our Purushottam month marathon of the lessons classes, it was also Radha Shakti is our like that. That's what I'd like to call because we are that Radha Shakti. We should resume this actually. I'm planning for next month. Please do sign up. Whatever I'll give you the list of topics, and I would like you to choose, because I found so much wisdom when you all were sharing and giving classes. I was so touched, moved, and inspired by your realizations. And I felt I would love to nourish myself and immerse myself in hearing realizations from Vaishnavis and philosophy presented in that way. It was very enriching for me. So thank you. Any other points on this? I mean, this is a huge thing. As I said, I may not be the perfect example because I have quite lived my life, traveling around and writing books and doing seminars and traveling alone sometimes because some temples invite me to go and this and that. And I have that tendency to be more like the need to prove to the world that I'm capable, I'm worthy, I'm valuable. But that's not very healthy feminine. Healthy feminine doesn't try to prove anything to anybody. Healthy feminine is like, hey, I know how to nourish myself and nourish others. I know how to be happy and bring happiness to others in whatever capacity Krishna empowers us, and to always find that shelter in Krishna. Yesterday in the meeting, some of you were mentioning that point, how Krishna is with us and how Krishna is that protector, right? We're always looking for, oh, if women are protected, then they are happier, right? And we are protected by Krishna. It's just about connecting to that. And we can see that. I would like somebody to start reading it, because as we go further, we find more interesting things. Please, somebody wants to read? Whoever is, unmute and read, please. Anybody?
Yeah, I'll read.
Please, go ahead.
Later that evening, as Devahuti enjoyed a cup of hot milk with her friends, she asked them what they had made of the afternoon's conversation. Ragini knitted her brow. Well, my lady, it was very philosophical. Devahuti nodded. Yes, I found some of it quite difficult, but the main message was clear. Bhakti Yoga, asked Ragini. Exactly, which especially means hearing about, glorifying, and remembering Krishna, added Ragini with a big smile. I think it has changed. Yeah. I had a question about that, said Shema. The Lord said that one should hear without duplicity. What did he mean? Yes, that made me think too, said Medha. Did you understand? Devahuti asked Medha. I believe he meant we should practice bhakti with full faith that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, said Medha. I understood the same, said Devahuti. If we do not have such faith, it is not possible that our goal will be to love him. Sometimes so-called yogis pretend to be advanced in spiritual life merely to attract followers and wealth. I should think this is a form of duplicity, Shama said. And some yogis want to merge with God. Their practices must also be duplicitous. They continued discussing Kapila's instructions until darkness settled over the mansion. Retiring to their rooms, they rested for the night, their minds absorbed in what they had heard.
Any comments, any points so far? Very interesting, no? I feel like it's a whole new world to explore ourselves and our understanding within like-minded Vaishnavis. It's a whole new journey, and it's so interesting. Vilas Manjari had sent me a message saying how Ramapad Maharaj was appreciating this Sangha and our efforts to do this kind of thing. And it was so, that was like perfect confirmation, you know. So yeah, beautiful. Somebody else likes to continue? Oh, actually, we are doing the next chapter. So let's pause here. Actually, we'll start 28th chapter, Kapila's instructions on devotional yoga, tomorrow. We have another 5 minutes. If you have any questions or comments, now is the time.
I feel, I'm feeling more fortunate. I've heard this section many times, especially directly from my Guru Maharaj. And it was so beautiful, instead of appreciating Srimad Bhagavatam more during this whole time, many years back. And then now just going through this whole thing again, my appreciation is deepening because I'm realizing in this Bhagavatam, especially for women, because Devavati being a woman, the way she's going through is exactly what we go through, right? Because most of
Yep.
the codependency thing that sometimes women have, right, with the husband. She's also experienced. I mean, I don't know whether I should use that particular word for her because she's such an elevated person. She's doing this to just teach us. But then I'm realizing, at least for us, we are having this material kind of attachment, and then that dependency kind of thing with the husband. Here she's just exhibiting the same thing. Like if it's there, how to come out and take shelter of the Supreme Lord, and then who else but our own son, being Krishna's son, like an incarnation himself, Kapila Dev, how he's explaining to his mother. And I'm just appreciating it even more. Women's body like, right? We don't have that so many stories of how, like in the great Vaishnavas, how did they go back? How did they get attachment to Krishna? Right? This whole story, this section is so beautiful for us because it's like a peaceful. She had a peaceful whatever life. In the beginning, there was a lot of austerities, and it was very peaceful. But when it comes to like Draupadi and all, it was a lot of tribulations that she went through. Sometimes we can relate to that, and then it feels like too much of a. It's difficult for us to see as in Draupadi's place, or Mother Kunti's place. But then with Devahuti, right? At least there is so much of like there's a whatever life continuing, and then in the end suddenly he leaves. Now what to do, right? I feel there's so much of parallel with present day women who are going through this kind of a struggle. So I'm just feeling how beautiful that we are having this Bhagavatam with Devahuti expressing it and how she achieves the ultimate goal. Just a plan. It's just I feel like it's like a path just perfectly given for us Vaishnavis. Now that we're talking about feminine energy, right? I'm just appreciating it. Just
Yeah, it's like letting that realization of within our heart to grow. It's we are more, I don't know, I just say like feminine things are more delicate, more beautiful, more deep. Isn't that the whole Radha Shakti energy? There is that bhajan I sang also on Rukmini Kalyanam, I think, or Gopi Gita, I can't remember which one. But there is a Dasara song which says, Kamaladangi Komalangi Sundarabjavadane Nino Ramana Matsya Katina Kaya Sutarasyanu ರಮಣೀಯ ಸ್ವರೂಪಿ ನೀನು ಅಮಿತ ಘೋರ ರೂಪನವನು ನಮಿ ಪರಿಷ್ಟ ದಾನಿ ನೀನು ದಾನವ ಬೇಡುವವನಿಗೆ ಒಲಿದೆಯಾತ ಕಮ್ಮಾಲಕುಮಿ ವಾಸುದೇವಗೆ. It says how Radharani is so sweet and delicate and soft, and then Krishna is Nashingadev, Ugra Nashinga with sharp nails and, kill the demon and thrash him left and right. And then Ramaniya Swarupi Neenu, Amita Ghora Rupanavanu, and then Namiparishta Dani Neenu, Lakshmi Devi Krishna, Radharani is always mercifully giving. She's a giver of wealth. She's always giving. And then Krishna is like, goes as Vamanadev and asks for a little piece of land. It's like such contrasts. So the whole point is the mood of Radha is like merciful and kind and loving and delicate and like a lotus flower. So amazing contrast between feminine and masculine, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And it says how it's asking the goddess of fortune, how did you become smitten over this person Vasudeva, who takes Nashinga avatar and then becomes Vamana Dev and does all these kinds of avatars which are like completely out of character for somebody who is supposed to be your lord and master, like that. So it's a song to glorify the goddess of fortune. I love that, there's like a whole, we need to have our own principles.
Today is Varamahalakshmi Puja,
Oh, yeah.
and then you are so beautifully telling about Lakshmi Devi. The comparison. So
Exactly. Yeah.
thank you so much.
So where did we stop? We stopped here. Okay. So tomorrow we'll continue 28th chapter. But I think this deserves, maybe, you know what? I think we should have a series for next month of classes that you will all give. And it should be about this point, like picking up characters of women characters, Devahuti, different personalities, but the class should be based on a principle. And then we
Right.
take it and we unpack it.
Principle like what, Mataji?
For example, like, that Bhagavatam verse, Kshamena, Damena, the one where, Gauram Vena, Vishwam Vena, that verse, like qualities. We can pick one particular quality and then refer to all the different Vaishnavis in the literature and present how they were practicing that quality. And we should give it. That's a
Very
good idea.
beautiful, very beautiful.
And if you have any
Yeah.
suggestions, message me, and I'm going to make a list of qualities, and each of us will pick a quality and do our research from Gita and Bhagavatam, and then we'll present it.
Oh, beautiful. Sounds really very exciting.
Yes, I am excited to hear from all of you. All right. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki